A dead end?
No, there's an elevator. Looks operational.
I can't believe there's actually an underground harbor here. There are even boats docked.
I only see Danans. Think they were forced to work here?
Probably. Let's see what they have to share about Almadria. You didn't happen to see a lord come by, did you?
Sorry, friend, but she just left. Came by with a whole posse of underlings, boarded her ship, and took off at first wind. We damn near got blown away. She was that much in a hurry.
Damn! So we missed her!
You guys trying to go after her? Need a ride?
Are you saying you know how to steer a ship?
Spent most of my life chained to the deck of some ship or other. Yeah, I know my jib from my boom.
We don't know how dangerous it'll be. Better you give us the boat and stay on solid ground.
Whoa there! You been out on the water before? The sea ain't nobody's friend, you know. You need a sea dog like me or you'll sink her before she makes it out the harbor.
We're losing time. Sir, we're in your debt.
Now that's more like it. Name's Mahavar. Just give me a holler when you're all set and we'll set sail. This is like a dream come true. Never gotten to captain a ship before. Never would have thought I'd get a chance like this. Thank you, y'all.
The pleasure's all ours. Think we'll catch up to her?
Of course we will. They got too much weight on them. Meanwhile, this ship's carrying nothing but us salty scalawags. They got a good head start on us, but we can take them.
Do you know if there are any Danans on
board? On the other hand, I'd be real surprised if the Renans were able to pilot that thing all by themselves. In any case, it's gonna be a while before we reach her. Till then, you're all free to do whatever. Just don't fall in the ocean.
I know Mahavar said we could take it easy, but there's not exactly a lot to do on this boat. I guess I'll check in on everyone and see how they're holding up.
I took a look around inside the ship just in case, but I didn't find anything that looked like it might be suspicious.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
You know, it wasn't until I left Calaglia that I finally realized just how big the world is.
When we tore down the wall in Calaglia, and I could finally see the horizon in the far-off distance, I had the exact same thought.
Yeah, somehow the sea is different though. I'm not sure just how to put it. It's almost as if it just goes on forever. I bet my old man would have been blown away by this view.
Yeah.
Ever since he died, I've been thinking about what it was that he was really trying to say to me at the end. I keep going over his words again and again. And heck, maybe I'm just overthinking it all. But still, sometimes I wonder if it could have turned out differently. If there was something I could have done. But no matter how much I play it back, I'm Adria. But was that really the right thing to do? Or did I just end up making things harder for her? I feel like such a screw-up.
You're not the only one. I keep asking myself what Zephyr would have done had he been here. Like, I think, how would Zephyr have handled Rinwell?
Yeah, I think he definitely would have stopped her. No doubt about it.
And that's exactly what you did, Law. I think he'd be really proud of you.
Alphen.
Zephyr's not the worst yardstick to measure ourselves against. Let's both do our best to make him proud.
Sounds like a deal. Thanks, Alphen.
Do you think Law is okay?
If you're worried, why don't you ask him yourself?
Yeah. I think maybe I should apologize to him too. I should apologize to all of you, really.
Us too?
Well, I was kinda lying to you all this whole time. I was blind to everything except my own revenge. I never even considered the struggles all of you might be facing.
We all have things we'd prefer to keep to ourselves, Rinwell. So what if you had something to hide? It doesn't undo the good that you've done, or the people that you've helped save along the way.
But that's not what I mean.
I know. You're talking about Almadria, right?
Yeah. I hate her, Alphen. I can't stop hating her. Even just thinking about her makes my head feel like it's going to explode. But it's not just her. I think about the way Law looked at me. I hated the Lord who killed my parents. And I hated the Renans I had to travel alongside. And yet, Cislodius Danans backstab each other like it's a normal way of life. And Mahag Sar has people like Deadime. But then there are people like Law and Shion. It's all just too much. I don't know what to think anymore.
Law never said that you had to forgive Almadria. It's only natural you would hate your family's murderer. But
But what?
Law left home because of how much he hated his father. As a result of that, well, I think Law spent a lot of time thinking about how they never got to make things right. And if I had to guess, killing Ganabel didn't make any of those feelings go away. Law let revenge fuel him, and I think now he's afraid you'll do something you'll regret.
Afraid?
Whatever happens to Almadria when this is all over is up to you. I'll respect whatever choice you make. Just think it over carefully for me, okay? You still have time.
Okay. Thanks, Alphen. Say, back then, after the fight, I think I really made Shion mad. I don't know, though. Maybe it just looked that way. But I guess I just can't seem to understand how she feels. Do you know why she gets like that?
Shion's... She can be a tough nut to crack. She doesn't really talk a whole lot about herself.
It's just what she said about hate being a source of strength. Where did that come from? I wonder how it feels, not being able to hold another person's hand.
Hold that pose long enough and someone might just come along and paint you.
Any artist who'd see fit to paint me needs their eyes tested.
What can you tell me about Almadria?
Not as much as you'd probably wish. I only ended up crossing paths with her a handful of times, after I was chosen to be a lord on Lenegus.
Ah, right. I almost forgot about Lenegus. How much do you think they know about what's been going on down here?
It's safe to assume they know everything, though I know not why they choose to remain uninvolved. Perhaps they see what's been happening as just part of the ongoing crown contest.
Even what Almadria did? Has it really reached the point where her actions are seen as normal?
Not to my knowledge, no. At its core, the crown contest is a competition to see who can amass the most astral energy. And to amass such energy, slaves are needed to collect it from. It's therefore against the Lord's interest to kill them.
So then why would Almadria do something like that?
We must remember that time is running out in the crown contest. Perhaps her hand was forced, so to speak. It is a way to accrue astral energy faster and in larger quantities than through slave labor. Doing so kills off that labor force, obviously, but it is a means to an end nonetheless. No one could have foreseen that something like the Hollowing would arise back when the contest was first conceived.
Is becoming the Sovereign of Rena really that important to the Lords?
Of course. It's the greatest prize one can attain in their eyes. In that respect, at least, I'm really not that surprised that Almadria resorted to what she did, as utterly despicable as it is.
It's reassuring to hear you feel the same way I do.
I worry that the only reason I never did anything similar in Menancia was due to my lack of ambition.
If you didn't want to be reminded of your past, you could have just plugged your ears.
You think too highly of me. I'm afraid I must respectfully disagree. I'm not nearly as virtuous of a person as you might wish to believe.
If that's so, would you have been so shaken up when Kisara lost her brother? Why else would you turn your back on your own kind and choose to fight for Miguel's dream? Aren't we just Danans?
A curious choice of words. Did what you see in Mahag Sar hit you that hard?
What Deadheim did to that city, he didn't liberate anyone. Anyone who refused to follow him was an enemy in his eyes. 300 years of Renan rule taught him nothing.
What I have come to understand is that the conflict extends beyond Danan versus Renan. There is an internal quarrel as well. I mean to bring about a true, lasting coexistence in Menancia. But there are more walls we must topple first.
And you don't think you can pull it off?
Well, you seem to think you can, at least.
Does that make us enemies?
Insofar as an exchange of swordplay, no, it doesn't.
Not good enough for you?
Are you really... Forgive me. I will continue to fight by your side a while longer. That much I have decided.
So good. Are you all right?
The floor. It keeps moving. How can you stand it? How can you even stand?
I'm not the best person to ask about discomfort. I can't feel pain, remember?
I still can't believe what happened in Niez. Even now. As a lord, my expectations for Almeidrea were already pretty low. But the way she treated human lives like they're mere playthings...
Yeah. And it wasn't as if the situation in Niez was improving much to begin with.
You mean Deadheim?
The whole reason I started fighting back was because of my anger at the atrocities of Renan rule. Back then, all I had to worry about was fighting the Renans for the sake of the Danans. But then I met Shion and the people of Menancia, and things became a lot more complicated. It's even messier now that we have to worry about Danans like Deadheim.
It used to be that the Danans were the ones in the right, and the Renans were the ones in the wrong. Though... maybe that was just a biased perspective, from being on the side of the oppressed.
Exactly. I'll never tolerate the Renans ruling over us. But nothing ever ends up being as black and white as you'd expect it to be either. That's clear to me now.
That said, even putting aside bad apples like Deadheim for a moment, you may be able to free the Danan people, but that won't undo 300 years of oppression. It'll be hard for them to not give in to their resentment. I think maybe that's why I clung to our dream so hard back in Menancia.
Even if his motivations weren't pure, Dohalim has a good heart. He didn't sink to the depths Almeidrea did.
You don't understand. I'm saying that it goes deeper than that. This hierarchy we live in, it's not solely something the Renans invented. I remember a story Rinwell once told me. She said before the Renans invaded, we Danans had our own class system. We are the ones who divided ourselves. I saw it in Deadheim's eyes. He wanted to rule over others.
To hear Bayfon tell it, Deadheim wasn't always that way.
But as time went on, and he and the Darkwings fought the Renans, he eventually changed. I guess what I'm getting at is, if we defeat the Renans but just go back to the way things were before, was there even any point in fighting?
But that world isn't the one you want to create, right?
Maybe not. But to tell you the truth, these days I'm not so sure that dream is even possible.
You have your promise to Miguel, though. Your home and the people of Menancia are depending on you.
I know. My brother. He truly believed in his dream of coexistence. And I suppose, even now, many people still do. And then, there's you.
Who, me?
You and Shion.
I'm not sure I follow.
Okay, then let me spell it out for you. How many other Renans and Danans do you know that get on as spectacularly as the two of you?
I don't know that I'd say spectacularly.
Well, I suppose it's really all a matter of how you look at it, isn't it?
I really don't see what you're getting.
I think I'm getting seasick again. Sorry. Can you just give me a wide berth for a few minutes?
Lean much further, you'll go overboard. Keeping an eye out for Almeidrea's ship?
I'm looking at the ocean.
The ocean?
Yeah. The waves. They help me think. This world is filled with natural wonders. The icy air and white peaks of Cislodia, the lush green glades of Menancia, the harsh wastes of Calaglia. But Menancia has its Lake of Death, and Niez its ruins. And they wouldn't be there if it weren't for that contact.
Say we actually manage to put a stop to the crown contest for good. What do you think will happen between the Danans and the Renans then?
You first.
Well, I want to believe that the coexistence we saw in Menancia can happen elsewhere, too. It's insane for all of us to keep fighting. If Menancia can do it, so can everyone else.
Yeah, I think that would be good too. A world where everyone can get along. At least, that's what I've come to believe.
You sure have changed.
I can't lie to you. Since I was young, I've looked down on the Danans too. But I've seen a lot. And I see things differently now. I've seen so many ugly and terrible things in this world. And yet, they didn't come from just the Danans. And the good things too. They didn't come from just the Renans. Kindness and cruelty exist on both sides. A person's race doesn't factor into it. So, I guess you're right after all, Alphen. I have changed. You know, I've never actually touched another person like this.
Shion.
Ever since I was on Lenegis, I've always been alone. Even after I came to Dana. Always.
And now?
Do you still not remember your past?
No. Sometimes it feels like I can almost remember. It's me.
The mask keeps you from remembering why you have the mask in the first place. It's a little ironic, isn't it?
A little. Well, it won't be long now before you're rid of those thorns, you know? Only 2 lords remain. And once you have their master course, you'll be able to create the Renis Alma, right? Then you can... Shion?
Sorry, it's nothing. Promise. You're right, though. It'll all be over soon. I never could have made it this far on my own. I have everyone to thank for that. Including... especially you, Alphen.
Don't worry about it. We're friends, after all.
Yeah, we are.
Wonder how much longer it's going to be before we catch up to it. I'll ask Mahavar.
Look who's up! Good as we speak.
That's the ship? She's huge. Law, go gather the others, will you? Think you'll be able to flank them without getting spotted?
Yeah, with the fog as our ally, I think I might just pull it off. Long as we ain't too noisy, we should be okay.
What'll you do if they catch on to us?
Not much I can do. Ship that size, they'll probably blow us to bits before we ready cannons.
Persistent little things. Evidently, I shouldn't have spared the wretched vermin. Hungry already, my dear? Worry not, for you shall have plenty to feast upon shortly.
Perfect. You managed to get us right up beside them.
I'll stay with the ship so we can leave as soon as you're done.
Good. Then let's find Almadria.
Shion, I want to thank you.
What brought this on?
What you said helped to calm me.
Don't mention it.
Now that's what I call a ship!
Yeah. The biggest one in all of Mahag-Sar. So big that it took years to construct.
For all we know, Kelzelik may well have been smuggling materials to help build it. In which case it would be yet another mistake on my part.
We don't know that she was only getting materials from Menancia.
You think it's possible that they might have come from elsewhere too? Yeah, I guess I could see it.
But what do you think Almadria plans to do from here on out, now that she's abandoned her realm and sailed out to sea?
She'll be filling her coffers with gold, most likely. Then she'll sit back and enjoy the show as the other lords duke it out. Or something to that effect, at least.
I wouldn't put it past her.
She's strong, yet shrewd, and will stoop to any low. A dangerous one indeed.
She's not the first, and she won't be the last. This is a lord we're talking about, remember?
Sounds like you've made up your mind already.
There was never anything to decide. No one who can smile like that while doing what she did deserves to roam free.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
This might not be the best time, but if you have a minute... That mask of yours, it was shattered by a blow from Balsef when you fought back in Calaglia, correct?
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. I thought it was a goner.
Balsef's brute strength was in a league all its own. Yet half the mask remains. It's remarkably durable. Too durable to be Danon in origin.
Shion said the same thing. As if the fact I was wearing it meant there had to be more to me than met the eye.
You recalled your name when the mask broke, I hear.
Yeah, that's right. Although to tell you the truth, I'm a little scared what might happen when I lose the remaining half. Then again, the idea of not doing something because I'm afraid scares me even more. That's why I go on fighting.
Only he who first faces the night catches a glimpse of the dawn.
Come again?
It's nothing. Forget I said anything.
Mega Ray! Back into the fray! Redemption energy! Flame of
I'm ready!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Not a chance!
Here goes!
I'm not
Here I
done!
go. Got you.
Double Demon Fang!
Here! Do it!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
Engaging! My Shion! Double Demon Fang! On your
I'm a true gunslinger around here.
Double Demon Fang! Sword Rain Alpha! Here I go! Double Demon Fang! It's on! It's over! Raining Slash!
Lost! Get toasty!
Burn Strike! This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
Got it! That went well.
Are you okay? You're not too tired, are you?
Nope, I'm fine. Let's keep moving.
Impact block! Not a chance!
This is the wind!
Blind you with the stuff! You're mine!
Light astral energy!
Seems about right to me.
Hi, Hoodle!
You got spirit!
Annihilation!
You're mine!
You'll pay for what you did! Feel!
I owe you one!
War for the shot! Gemini Thunder Field!
Demon Fang!
Raging
Here I come!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Easy ensnaring to me.
Yeah! It's bubbling to me!
Here I come!
Annihilation!
Double Demon
Into the
Fang!
shadows!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Raging
Do it!
Blew away! Remote!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Looks like we got them all.
Go no further! Burning strike! Not on my watch! You'll have no mercy! Raging cascade!
Be still!
Fire support!
You're finished! No escape! Double Demon Fang! Luna Rosa! I'm ready!
Dopamine!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a long way yet to go.
Get toasty!
Burn strike! No! Double demon fang! Shield! I'm ready! Sonic thrust! Double me! In an instant! Impact block!
Looks like we got them all.
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
The rebel! Stop now!
They really don't give up, do they?
Got you now! No escape! The Sword Rain Alpha! I'm not done!
In here!
You picked the wrong fight! You won't make a fool of me! This ends now! Swallow Blade! Sword Rain Alpha! Mike with blackened blade! No escape! Caught back! Rain Flash! Take this! Double Demon Fang! Sword Rain Alpha! Megasonic Thrust! Tempest! You're mine! You're finished!
Resonate with you!
Here I come! Raising you up! Bloody
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
Never seen anything like it.
It's an authentication key. They're quite common.
Maybe where you're from, but this is new to me.
It might go in an elevator somewhere. We should test it out.
choice. I see one. Now you see what I can do. My steel? Double demon fang.
Tell me, have you ever considered your purpose in life?
We're not finished. Double demon fang.
It's almost too strong.
Be my guest. Double demon fang.
I'm in your debt.
I'm not done. Commander of Heaven, Phoenix Cyclone!
A comfortable win.
It's a duel of the arts!
You got fire!
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
Astral Arts?
That's
All
my
yours!
cue!
Shut him down! Double Demon Fang! We did it!
Elusive
My
deity!
turn!
Radiant, here!
Crush!
Do
You're
it!
finished!
Eagle Ray! Here! Thunderblade!
No escape! Megasonic Thrust! Lightning Thrust!
Lightning! I'm out of air! It's a win! Leave now!
I'm ready! Sword
More
Line Alpha!
Dohalim!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
Retreat if you know what's good for you!
No! Take this! Can you take it? Double Demon Fang!
I'll find you with a shot!
I won't show you any mercy! Double Demon Fang! Eat this! You're mine!
Begin!
You're finished!
I'm not!
Sword Line Alpha!
This one's mine!
Take this!
They
I'm not
smite
done!
with blackened blade!
Double Demon Fang! Sword Line Alpha! Try harder! My turn! No escape! Dazzle! You're mine! I'm not done! I owe you one! You're mine! You're finished!
Air pressure!
Double Demon Fang!
Another incantation ruin!
Front! Double Demon Fang!
Elusive deity!
No escape! Swallow Blade! Sword Line Alpha!
Dance in the wind!
It's over!
On your knees!
Here I come! No escape! Double Demon Fang! Eat this! No escape! Double Demon Fang!
Raging Stupid Astral Blade Blaster! Just do what I say! I'll pick you up! More with that recover!
Double Demon Fang! Try harder! You're mine!
More with that
Double Demon Fang!
No further!
Be still! Hurricane Thrust!
Here's a healing arc! Hey, that...
Double Demon Fang!
What in the world? Dohalim! I'm alright.
Glacial Spear!
Stay safe.
Here's the evil! Freeze Lancer!
Elusive deity! Rotating
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Resonate with the earth!
You're mine!
Stalagmite!
Double Demon Fang! Sword Line Alpha! Double Demon Fang! It's on!
Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Hey! Anyone else think this might be a touch too deep? Dangerous?
Ridwell's right. We should fall back to regroup and try again later.
reflexes will not serve you well here.
Too fast!
Stand back. I'll trim it up.
Prepare to be healed!
Resonate with the earth. Stalagmite.
You're finished! I'm not done! It's over! Double Demon Fang! Sword Rain Alpha! Here I come!
Light burst forth.
Radiant Genesis!
My turn!
Strength to deity. Eagle ray.
I can do this all day!
I'll face you.
I'm not done!
Here's evil! Light
Double Demon Fang! You're mine! It's over!
Searing Flame! Reload!
You're mine!
I'm out of ammo!
Strike! Double Demon!
Swallow Flight!
How much longer will our healing arts last?
These don't seem like your run-of-the-mill Zubos the Renans usually find.
Indeed. I believe it's safe to assume these were used in her experiments.
They certainly look as twisted as her.
Even here. This is...
I remember seeing instruments just like this back in Estaluva Forest.
Looks and smells like some kind of medicine.
Whatever this place was used for, I doubt it was anything of repute. Retreat if you know what's good for you.
For my lord! Double Demon! Take down their defenses! The rebel! It's over!
Thank you.
Take it! I'm not done!
Its armor's too strong.
Let it open! Be my guest! Take this! My shield? I'm not done!
The enemy wields arts too.
You'll soon see about that.
We're not finished! You're on!
I'm ready!
You're mine! On your knees!
I'll face you.
Not today! You won't make a fool of me! Double Demon Fang! Sword Rain Alpha! Mega Sonic Take this! This might be Double Demon Fang! Castle! I'll teach you respect! It's over! You're mine!
I'm out of
It's over! I'm not done! You're finished! Sword Rain Alpha!
Begin!
Now! Astral Energy!
Say no more!
They really made us work for that one. Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
A barrier. That may indicate Almadria is near.
Then we've got to find a way to get through somehow.
Let's see if we can find something that'll release it.
What is that huge flower-looking thing up there? Is that the ship's engine?
Indubitably. As one might expect, large ships require large engines in order to sail.
And if we destroyed it?
We might well sink the ship. Who knows if we would be able to escape before that happens.
Almadria sure has been busy since the contest began.
This isn't Almadria's doing.
You mean she didn't build this?
The body, yes. However, my guess is that the engine comes from a starship.
A starship? As in one of those vessels used to go to and from Lenegus?
Correct. The technology employed on Lenegus and in starships is more advanced than anything in our daily lives. Almadria may be resourceful, but she could never produce an engine like this on her own.
You mean to tell me we've got even bigger enemies waiting for us up in the sky? My head hurts just thinking about it.
Don't worry about that for now. Just focus on taking care of Almadria. What's this thing?
Retreat if you know what's good for you. Now bring what I can do! My shield!
You think that shield will save you?
For my lord! Where's my finish?
Frozen!
Hammer!
Do it!
I won't be able to heal you for much longer.
Maybe... we should head back?
Right, here goes! You got the spirit! You picked the wrong fight! Here I come! Through escape! Slash!
These ones can run rings around us!
Now you learn!
Mega Ray!
You're mine!
Reload! Wind after
You're mine! Crush! It's over!
We've been smelling to me. And pummeling to me.
You're mine! No escape!
Mega Ray!
Slash!
By the do it! Kisara frozen!
Hammer!
Hear me!
Not a
Flame
chance.
of fury!
Resonate with the earth! It's over!
Glacial Lion!
Double
Here's
demon
evil!
fang!
Freeze Lancer! Blazing Cascade! Hear me! Sleep now!
You're mine!
Burning Storm!
It's
Glacial Spear!
over!
Here's evil!
Double demon fang!
Freeze
Be
Lancer!
still! No escape! Resonate with the earth! Spear!
Freeze Lancer!
On your knees! You're mine! Cut! It's over! It's on!
Annihilation!
Raining slash!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Coming through! I see one, eh? You! My shield! It's over! Double demon fang! Sword rain alpha! We're not finished! Here I come! Damn it! Too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Let
My
me
turn!
descend!
Take this! No escape! Here!
Screen bathed in blood.
Double demon fang!
bloody
Sword rain alpha!
Take this! I'll be
No
saving
escape!
Radiant! Look here!
You're mine! I'm not done!
Magic Gale! Searing Flame!
Blow away!
Sighted! One more! Searing Flame! Reload!
No escape! It's Double Demon Fang! I'm ready!
It's over! Astral energy! Full throttle!
How much longer will our healing arts last? Discourteous, aren't you?
My shield! I'm not done!
I'll be saving this one!
Sword Rain Alpha! Got you now! We're not finished! Double Demon Fang!
Glacial Sweep now! Here's the evil! I'll be saving this
Here I
one!
come! Elusive Blue Escape! Do as I say! Hold nothing back! Blue Escape! It's over! You're...
Please, sir! By the power of
Elusive Demon Fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
water astral energy!
You're mine!
Here's the evil!
Bloody hell! Blue Escape!
Dance in the
Double
wind!
Demon Fang!
Air thrust! Light astral light!
Take this!
Lightning!
Double Demon Fang! Sword Rain Alpha!
Light astral energy! Here's the flame of
Blue
fury!
Escape!
Burning
It's over!
Elusive
Underneath!
Piercing condemned! Thunder
Take this!
Wall!
I'm not done!
Pile driver!
Mega
Double Demon Fang!
With the earth!
Underneath!
water astral energy!
You're mine!
Raging cascade!
Strike! It's over! Double Demon Fang! Die!
Mega ray!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Annihilation! I'll be
Talk
saving
back!
this
Resonate with the earth!
in here!
Take this! Blue Escape! Die!
Rending you
Here I come!
bloody howling!
I'm not done! Underneath!
I'll smash you!
Can't be slow!
Here I come! Take this! Sword Rain Alpha! Remote!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
A hard-won victory.
Get out of this!
Raging glacial spear!
Take
Here's
this!
evil! Here!
No escape!
Rending you
Raise
apart!
Double Demon Fang!
Bloody howling! Onward!
Burn in hell! Take this!
Glacial spear! Here's evil!
Double Demon Fang!
Thunder
Do it!
field!
Remote!
Astral energy!
Say no more! My turn!
Thunder ray!
Hit! Double Demon!
Air pressure!
Don't get careless.
What's this thing?
Laser spear! Here's evil!
Freeze laser! I've used a bit too much healing.
Finally, some open space again.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Thanks for waiting. Eat as much as you like.
What's wrong, Law?
Why do I gotta have a vitamin smoothie?
Because you've been eating nothing but meat lately. Your body needs vegetables to stay healthy.
Yeah, but does it have to be so concentrated?
It's better that way. Even if you hate vegetables, all you have to do is drink it. It's a quick and easy way to get more nutrients.
Like you're one to talk. You'll have anything as long as it's spicy.
Which that vitamin smoothie isn't. I know its taste leaves a little to be desired, but once you get used to it, it's not so bad.
This sludge isn't gonna make me less hungry.
I don't know. If you downed 10 of them, I bet you'd start feeling pretty full.
Are you trying to turn me into an herbivore or something?
If I were you, Law, I'd drink it down sooner rather than later. It's going to start tasting bitter if you let it get warm.
It's already bitter when it's cold.
Come on, Law. It's good for you. Quit complaining and drink it already.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Go no further!
Engage!
Arm seal!
Here I come!
Bloody
Be still! Take this! I'm not done! You're on! Fire support!
Take it too fast! Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Pile driver!
I'm ready!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Now! Take this! Strike! Double demon fang!
Take this!
Do it!
You're on!
This one's got your name on it!
Ash to action!
Barely a blip on our radar.
Little help!
I see one, eh? Burn it out!
Here! Raging! Hear me! Dance in the wind! In your evil!
Fire support! You're finished!
It's almost too strong. Then I'll split it open!
Be my guest! White shield!
I'm ready! That's my shield! This one's got your name on it!
Ash to action!
A comfortable win.
Do you sense one of your friends? Toodle?
Gotta break through! Engaging! You're mine! Get on the wing!
Confiscated!
Glacial Take this!
Here's evil!
No escape! Double demon fang!
Elusive deity!
More with that
Sword Rain Alpha!
by the black astral!
Fire support!
It's almost too strong.
Split it open! Be my guest! You're finished! No escape!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
You're saying we should check the owl forest?
Stolen!
This one's got your name on it!
Ash to action!
Hands in the wind!
I'm not done! You're on!
Bloody
No escape! Double demon fang!
I'm ready!
Kisara!
Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclops!
Everyone hanging in there?
Looks like some solid equipment.
Discourteous, aren't you?
Now you'll learn!
Truly!
Not today! Too hard!
I'm
I'm not done! Megasonic thrust! We're not big! Take this! I'm not done!
I'll see you!
My shield! Take this! You're
I'm
finished!
ready! Here I go! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Don't get careless.
Discourteous, aren't you?
You got spirit! It's over!
Wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that.
I'm ready!
Anything is... This ends now!
Consider yourself...